The conversation goes live, where opinions are strong, voices are heard, and the chat never sleeps. From breaking topics to unfiltered reactions, this is TripleT Live. Real talk, real time. No script. The stream starts now.
Chef Sham cooking up that dope shit.
Pussy so good, make a grown man cry. We all bad bitches, we don't pick no sides. If you're looking for the heat, we can meet outside. If you're trying to catch your body back, come on, let's vibes it. Hey, 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 backwoods with my bitches. Hey, hey, fuck around, we'll give you stitches. I'm just chilling in the back with you, the place I call my home. I hit up Shelby K, what the fuck is going on? Said we need to drink some drink, come up with a new song. Put these boys up in their place, cause we got it going on. This for my girls in the driver's seat, with their own car, who work hard all week. My Bama bitches, my Georgia peaches, Carolina cuties in the Florida heathens. Bobble bad bitches go crazy, drink a whole handle for being a lady. Don't need BBL, I speak bad bitch language. Oh, I draw a crowd and I ain't even famous. Hate to see me go, but they love to watch me walk away. I ain't like these other hoes, I'm a different slice of cake. Bitch, I ride my own dick, and I ride my own shit. Pull up on the scene, bet you ain't even gon' say shit. This is so good, make a grown man cry. We all bad bitches, we don't pick no sides. If you're looking for the heat, we can meet outside. And if you're trying to catch your body back, come on, let's vibes it. Hey, 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 backwoods with my bitches. Hey, 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 fuck around, we'll give you stitches.
You see in the backwoods, that's where you gon' find me. In the backwoods, it's so Stormie, Shelby County. The ones who get it, they just get it. The ones who don't just make us famous. How these dudes be mad that they can't tame us. Hoes they hate us cause they ain't us. They so peanut butter jealous, and quite frankly I can care less. This that bad bitch language, toxic, hella dangerous. If we want it, bet we get it. If we speak it, no, we mean it. Pretty Stormy causing havoc, thunder booming, lightning cracking. Shelby cruising through madness. Shelby known as being savage. Ain't no phone cause we too trashy. No lost cause, yeah, we make magic. No cosign, we made it happen. Why they mad though? We ain't shit. This is so good, make a grown man cry. We all bad bitches, we don't pick no sides. If you're looking for the heat, we can meet outside. And if you're trying to catch your body back, come on, let's vibes it.
Hey, 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 backwoods with my bitches. Hey, 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 fuck around, we'll give you stitches.
So good, make a grown man cry. We all bad bitches, we don't pick no sides. If you're looking for the heat, we can meet outside. And if you're trying to catch your body back, come on, let's vibe.
What to do, what to do, what to do. What up, everybody? Welcome to the TripleT channel. I'm your host, TripleT. And tonight, we got a very special interview set up for you. But I appreciate everybody coming out. So we're not going to do the normal shout-outs. Just welcome everybody and just sit back, relax, get your popcorn out, strap your boots on, and enjoy the ride. And I'm going to bring up my co-host for this interview, Mr. Stone Dad.
Yo, what
Stone
up,
Dad?
everybody? How we doing?
Doing good. All right. Without further ado, the special guest of the hour, the one and only, the unspoken, unfiltered, Miss Stormie Leigh. How you doing, Stormie?
Oh, wait, I had my mic turned off. What is up, you guys?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good.
Doing all right?
So, Stormie, I do my little interviews a little different. Stone Dad's got some questions for you, but what I'm going to do, because I did a deep dive research on you, and I'm going to give you your backstory. And if I get anything wrong, please feel free to correct me, okay?
Let's do it. I ain't never had nobody do that. I'm down.
All right. Before we get started, appreciate you, Kathy Clock the House, for the $100 super chat. She says, on behalf of my family and the TripleT family, thank you for everything you do Keep the amazing work. Can you please say a prayer for me? I have my first treatment tomorrow morning. Always much love and respect. Most definitely, Miss Kathy. Most definitely. Okay. So your real name is Stormie Leigh Smith. Your stage name is your first and middle name. You got started in music by playing the trumpet in the 6th and 7th grade. You played the second chair in the 8th grade. Then you were in a marching band in the 9th grade. You also played hockey as a kid.
Time out. I was in marching band in 8th grade, but yeah, you're right about everything else.
Okay. You went to UAB in Birmingham, Alabama, Roll Tide Roll,
Roll Tide.
where you earned a 4-year degree and a double major in accounting and business
It's not
financing.
I was initially a double major, but I dropped the double major side when I initially decided to do music. But I do have a bachelor's in accounting.
Okay. So you do have a 4-year degree in accounting. Um, while you were there, you dated a guy for 6 years, and he broke 2 of your ribs. You were at a concert 6 months later where Little White was performing, and you had an epiphany moment because Little White's performer, you said that you could actually do music, and that's how you got started. So you started taking classes and voice classes to pursue your music career in 2013. Then in 2015, you released your first 5-song EP album titled Instrumentally to officially,
Instrumentality.
yeah,
I thought I made up that
Instrumentality,
word, but I did not. It's called instrumentality.
to officially start your music career. After you released your first EP, you got into an internet radio gig called Rag Radio, where you would interview artists. You also had a rap radio show called Soulful Rapping. And then you
No,
went
the
on.
so the rap radio show. So my show on Rag Radio was Stormy All Night, and then I
Mhm.
created a rap radio station called Dope Music Radio.
Okay, I apologize.
You're okay.
Then you went on tour with 3 6 Mafia to sell merchandise on
No.
the on it wasn't the Masquerade tour.
No, I saw them on the Massacre tour, and I actually, if now that I think about it, I sold merch for Compton Menace while he was on the Massacre tour. But I
Okay,
met them on the Massacre tour at Iron Horse in Hoover, Alabama. And I was passing out flyers for the Robbie Rags dude with the Rag Radio stuff. That was actually before Dope Music Radio come about. But it's all, within the same few year time range, like when I very first started doing music.
okay. So then Jelly Roll's tour manager hit you up to open up for Jelly Roll in Birmingham, Alabama at Zydeco, where you performed your very first show. And then for the next 3 years, every time Jelly Roll came to that area, you would open up for him.
Yes.
In 2016, Shotgun Shane's manager hit you up to go do some work with him. Uh, but they didn't because they got mad because they said you charged too much money. A year
No,
later,
that's not at all. So I actually went out to Knoxville. We were trying to start a label called Buck and Southern.
okay,
Because me and Shane and Anthony Beast Mode were the first, or I'm sorry, me, Shane, and Anthony Beast Mode performed at Redneck Rave 2017.
yeah,
Because
I was about to get to
I've
that.
always been like, yo, I was technically the first female to play out there, but they've always promoted it as Katie Noel. Which, granted, she had a bigger following social media wise when they were promoting it than I did. But all that shit, it's a long story with that shit too, because that's initially where, because I've spoken on the last couple of little interview things that I've done in regards, to Justin coming up to me at the Nashville thing and, mentioning, hey, I was told that we have beef or whatever. And I was like, yeah, but we never actually sat there and touched on it. But that's from when it was during all the Shotgun Shane stuff. And like I said before, me and Shane's wife have had conversations, since all that too. So hell, she actually come on my TikTok a few months ago. Not it was recently. Whenever me and her had this conversation, it was on one of my lives, and we periodically still comment on each other's stuff now. A few months later.
Okay, well, ironically, when that happened, when you linked up with Shotgun Shane, a year later, while sitting in a Hooters, um, I guess apparently Shane started saying some stuff about you, and he didn't realize you were sitting at the table with him, and then you were introduced to him. Is that true?
I remember, I don't know if it was Shane, it was somebody. I do remember that now that I think about it, because we were at Hooters in Columbus, Georgia, now
Yeah.
that I think about it. And I'm with, fuck, I don't remember who it was, but yeah, I called him out because that's just me. That's what I do. Like,
Then in
I was like, yo, well, I'm Stormie Leigh. I'm right here.
then in March of 2017, you, Big Murph, Shotgun Shane opened up at the Redneck Rave. June of 2017, the guy that you were dating got hit by a car and he died. And the only way they could identify him because he had a picture of you with your name on the back of it.
Yes. And now that you say it, now that I think about it, Murph was there. It was Murph, and then they added Anthony Beast Mode that Saturday because it was me, Shane, Murph Friday, and because it was a whole weekend event, and then that Saturday it was me, Shane, Murph, and then Anthony Beast Mode was brought on Saturday. So yeah, you're right about that too.
Okay. Uh, because of the passing of your ex, it kind of messed you up where you got into a deep depression. You ended up gaining 30 pounds and you ended up taking 18 months off of music. At the end of 2018, Sloppy Joe's, the DJ of Georgia Boys, hit you up and ended up producing your whole Into the Storm album, 10
Mhm.
songs, and 10 songs on that album. And Scatterbrain, Struggle Jennings DJ, made 5 of the beats on that album,
Yes.
which was released in 2019.
Yes.
2020, you considered that a shit show year for you because there's a lot of chaos. In 2021, Shamu helped you with your album Eye of the Storm. You came up with your most popular shirt, I Ain't Shit shirt, and it came up with an idea because of a character, and I believe I have a picture of it. This right here. Pull it up. Hold on, give me 1 second. I just had it. Where'd it go? But that
Are we
character
talking
was
about
off.
Earl?
It was off of a Here we go. It was off of a WWE video game. The character was dressed just like you in a video that you did called Dirty South video on YouTube. And this is the character right here.
Oh yeah, that's off Shane's video, or Sham made that. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. And that's how you came up with your most popular merch idea of I Ain't Shit shirt.
No, absolutely not. So, yeah, no, I ain't shit come about because I, and as I've said here recently, and as I will also reiterate, I have openly said this since 2020. Um, I initially started writing "Lord Forgive Me, I Ain't Shit" down in Orlando, sitting in on Savannah's session to Big Trucks. Granted, she was the only one there. It was me, her, and Bravo. Um, but Bravo said some shit that I felt like was smart ass, and I started writing "Lord Forgive Me, I Ain't Shit." "Lord Forgive Me, I Ain't Shit" is based on a physical altercation that I got in with my cousin's, my cousin and his girlfriend, because my cousin's the one that smashed a whole cup in my face. But he's also a dude and he's 10 years older than me, and he knows that if he would have laid his hands on me, my daddy and his brothers and every other dude in the family would have sat there and drugged that motherfucker. But he did not. And me and his girlfriend got in a fight, which is literally the epiphany of Alabama shit. Um, but so the hook to "Lord Forgive Me, I Ain't Shit" is wanna be rapper, baby, I ain't shit. I'm living with my dad, baby, I ain't shit. Um, is literally stuff that my cousin said to me after I got in a fight with his girlfriend, on the side of the street in front of a bar down in Montevallo. And so I took all that and, all the energy and shit and the way that I was being made to feel, or maybe not necessarily being made to feel, but the way that I was feeling based upon everything happening around me and what I'm seeing. While I was down there, and that's where I created "Lord Forgive Me, I Ain't Shit." I wrote "Lord Forgive Me, I Ain't Shit" August of 2020. Like I said, initially started it when I was down there, finished it like a week or so later once I got back in the studio. And then within the next year, my graphic artist dude is Caesar Beavers. And Caesar is when he first started doing graphics and stuff, full time. And he actually sent me sent me the "I Ain't Shit" thing from the "Lord Forgive Me" song. and was like, "Yo, dog, like that song's fucking dope. I made this for you, you know, in regards to it. Like, I just feel like this could be something for you, you know, blase, blase." And that just kind of one peaked my brand off, and helped me carry, you know, something like, as it went along with my song. You know, I literally say in my song, "I ain't shit." Like, that's what my cousin was sitting there saying, you know, going down the road. And it also, you know, kind of helped me and him. You know, it opened our door for me and him to work together more. And hell, I've done more work with him graphically than I have, you know, anybody. Um, so if anybody needs any graphics, y'all hit up Caesar Beavers, tell them Stormie Leigh sent you.
Okay. So you also performed at the Soul South Festival in 2024,
I
and
did.
you were at, and that's where I met you for the first time. And then you were at the Nashville Project for the country rap album in later that year as
Yes.
well. So that's
Yes.
pretty much the deep dive that I did on you. I do apologize for getting some of the things wrong.
No, it's all good. I mean, you know, that's what I'm here for. That's exactly what I'm here for, sir.
All right, Stone Dan, you got any questions?
Yeah. Well, first off, Stormie Leigh, appreciate your time. But shout out Scuba Steve in the chat. Uh,
Shout
one
out
of my
Scuba Steve.
yeah, one of my favorite memories he's told me about the time that he outsmoked you and you threw up. Want to
I
talk about that?
projectile vomited damn near across the room. I think I ended up catching it with my hand, but no, it was projectile, dog. It was straight like, whoa. Yeah, Scuba Steve is good
So
people, man. Scuba Steve is good people.
a little bit beforehand to Scuba Steve, me and Scuba been good friends for a good amount of years, and talked to him, and I was like, dude, I do interviews, man. Let's run it. And he started listing off names and stuff. So I started deep diving into your music a little bit more, just deep diving. Music is geared towards a lot of more towards women, I would say, about relationships and stuff like that. And I wanted to tell with your music going forward from the past.
Well, besides getting, because I've always been in my emotion, you know, music is the way I express my emotions, right? Um, but like you just said, a lot of my songs are they're breakup songs, or it's like, you know, heartbreak songs. And I'm trying to, you know, there's always a lighter side to the darkness. And I feel like I'm trying to touch that side. I don't really know how to explain it other than saying, you know, happier songs. Um, but just a different side of life. Like I'm about to be 35. So up until this point in my life, it's like everything, you know, your parents raise you, you do what your parents were told. As a teenager, you're kind of learning by yourself. Once you get on your own, everything you do is kind of, you know, nobody really wants to admit it, but a lot of times it's to purposely rebel against everything you were taught as a kid, right? And so you try to, you know, you think you know who you are, you think you know, you're making the right choices, you're doing the right things, and which you have to learn from your mistakes too. But as 35 or about to be 35, I'm realizing that a lot of who, like, I am who I was in my 20s, but my thought process and I feel like the way that I look at myself as a person now is way different. And I want that to reflect in my music. Um, you know, everybody gets mad though. You know, could I still sit here, you know, and get mad and put that energy into a song? Absolutely. But I got a song like Stepping Stones. It's really, it's super sweet. It's what I feel like Pedigree, what I was trying to make Pedigree be initially when I started making music. Because when I first made Pedigree, it's off my first EP. In my head, it was like a ladies pickup song type shit. And that may be the wrong word for it, but stepping stones is more of like the intimate, putting my feelings out there, being vulnerable. And I guess vulnerability is really, you know, the biggest word that I can use is to be more vulnerable in my music. I guess be more of a female, like, because I've always had to be a
Right.
hard ass, and I'm tired of being a fucking hard ass.
Right. I feel that. Noticed a lot of your big start has been in the mudding crew, mudding area. Um, let's talk about Moo, your four wheeler.
My Moolander, my
Yeah, the
Cow-Am Moolander is
Moolander.
one of a kind.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. Um,
That's been a iconic Stormie Leigh kind of thing right there.
yeah. So, and it kind of goes with everything in my life right now, especially with the video I just released last week. So I met a guy February 19th of 2022. Um, and when y'all see the music video, I'm sure a lot of people will recognize him and recognize, his. It's weird how this shit plays out with everybody involved in the music industry and all this shit. But anyways, me and him met February 19th, 2022. Uh, we ended up starting to date a few months later. We started getting serious by the end of the year. I put out BBL and stuff. He owned a mud park um, in Auburn, Alabama, and I helped him run it for a few years. And there's a lot of details that go into that, the good, the bad, and the ugly on everybody's side, and it is what it is. But we also know what Stormy, the role Stormy Leigh played and all that. I was the face of a lot of that. Um, And so I helped him run the park for a few years. And as we're doing, like I grew up riding four wheelers and riding in the woods and stuff and going and watching rock crawlers and stuff, climb on the power lines. And I'd always wanted to get back into that. And once like the term country rap and hip hop like started popping up, and getting more popular, I'm like, damn, like this really is, this is where I'm from. As much as I wanted to not be, who the fuck I really am, in my early 20s and shit. Uh, but it's just, it's where I come from. And so I ended up buying a full wheeler in 2023, the end of 2023. And while I was on tour, okay, so back up. I bought the four wheeler. And everybody in the off-road industry and all these races and stuff, they'll wrap their four-wheelers, they'll lift them, they'll customize them, and it's really big in the off-road world. And I'm sitting here, and plus my boyfriend runs a park. I help him run a park. Like I gotta, be a part of it. And Shamu the Panda, when my social media first started taking off, granted it was a lot of drama, but everything always is. Uh, I never bitched down, not one time, and I milked the fuck out of it. And Sham started saying, like I know how to milk social media. And I'm like, yeah, I'm milking the game, right? And so I'm trying to figure out how I want to do my full wheeler. And then I'm like, you know what? Sham always says I'm milking the game. I'm going to fucking get a cow four wheeler and I'm going to deck it out. And I'm really going to milk the game. And my ex actually come up with the name. He did come up with the name Cow-Am Moolander. But while I was on tour, I paid to have it wrapped. Some of it was sponsored. Like I paid the people who sponsored it. I paid them $1,000. So technically I paid for my sassies, but they did my powder coat. They put a snorkel riser on and they gave me a back plate. It's technically a Lucky 7 plate, but they had their logo engraved in it. I could go to Lucky 7 myself and, have my own shit customized. But it's just the process of all that just kind of irked my nerves. But anyways, and then I paid for a custom seat to be put on it. Um, and my ex got me exhaust for Christmas, and he gave me the wheels off of one of his son's old four wheelers. And so that was all while I was on tour with Kelsey Lynn. We went on tour April into May of 2024. And I dropped the four wheeler off literally the day before I left to go on tour. And I picked it up like a day or two after I got back. Um, and so thus the Moolander was born. And but I picked it up. I picked up my cow in fucking May, and then I got broken up with in July. So like it was fucking wild. And like the first event that I was booked at after my ex broke up with me last year, or not last year, but in 2024, uh, someone asked me if I was going to do the barrel race, and I was like, I'm going to fuck up And I did because I had sassies and it was not wet anymore at all. And those, if anybody knows what assassinator tires are, they know that they are not for donuts or anything of that nature unless it is extra, extra muddy. And so I rolled the four wheeler, the cow, and I almost broke my whole left leg. I almost like it almost like I stand up straight like this, my leg almost went out like this, like at my hip, my
Mm.
knee, and my ankle. There's video of it. Um and I'm at a mud park. I'm with all of my ex's friends and stuff. Like I got booked by them. My ex wasn't there, but it just I wasn't. The energy was definitely not there either. Like I felt out of my element. It whatever. So I started drinking trail sodas, and by 3 a.m. I had a lot of trail sodas, and I went and got my full wheeler. And it's no excuse to anybody, you know, because ultimately I make my own decisions. But I did ask multiple people, "Yo, do you think I should go get the cow?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, go do it." But it was my fault because I went and got my cow. And then at 3 a.m., I am in a mud hole I have no business being in. My friend's wife is on the back, and we go down in. And I try to, like, it's a huge dip. I thought they were saying go left. They were saying don't go left. We go in. We're dumping to the right. I'm trying to turn my wheels to the right. About that time, I feel her, like, falling off behind me. She's just going with it. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I jump off, and I try and hold it. And when I jump off, water comes up to here on me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm trying to hit my kill switch because I'm like, Stormie, you're a dumb bitch. What are you even doing right now? And I'm just like screaming fuck at the top of my lungs. And anyways, long story short, I sunk my Moolander that night. I had to buy a brand new fucking motor, $6,000 later. Um, so I sunk my cow, and then like a week after that, my ex changed the locks on me. So I couldn't get the rest of my stuff out of the house. And that was like the beginning of my crash out. I went like super fucking I didn't know what the fuck. I went on the road with a dude that I'd never met before, went on the road with him for 2 months straight. I was swallowing my eyes out like a little bitch, which granted, even on tour I was. Like my ex tried to break up with me a bunch of times on tour. And so it's just really rough. But yeah, man, and then fast forward now, we filmed a Rip Jeans music video. I just released it last Thursday, and I released it February 19th, 4 years to the day that me and my ex met.
Yep.
Yep,
Awesome.
because I'm petty as fuck.
The other
So I
thing
got
I
a
had to
question for
bring.
you, Stormy.
Go ahead, Triple.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish.
Oh, I wanted to bring up real quick. You just recently came out with a moonshine.
I did. We launched it December of
Um,
last year. It's Mud Bunny Shine.
yeah. What got you? What started that for you? Like, what got you into
So
wanting
the
to do that?
distillery actually reached out to me. The distillery is located here in Alabama, Dothan, Alabama, South Alabama, and it's Hoochie Hooch Distillery. It is, which is a woman and her husband, but it's primarily woman owned. And they reached out to me, asked if I wanted, you know, to collab on some shit. You know, they would waive all the startup fees, whatever, blah blah blah. So I pretty much licensed, franchised, whatever you want to call it, my Mud Bunny side of my brand out to them, and now I have peach cobbler flavored Mud Bunny Moonshine. No crickets, only mud bunnies around here. You ain't never tasted a peach this good. Peace, love, and elbow grease.
Oh yeah. Go ahead,
Roll
T.
Tide.
All right. So my question for you is, when the person that died, were you dating when he died, or were you already broke up?
So he died 5 years later. We were actually so me and the dude that died, we dated from 16 up until right before I turned 22. So it's like high school sweethearts, even though we didn't go to high school together. I ended up getting homeschooled 10th through 12th grade. Um, and when I moved to go to college, I made the mistake by letting him know where I lived, and he got drunk one night and he climbed 3 stories up my balcony. And in my head, it was either let him in or he's going to break my sliding glass door, or he's going to try to climb down and he's going to fall because he's drunk, and I'm going to wake up and he's going to be dead on the ground. So I let him in, and it was like a day or two later, we got into a physical altercation that ended up leading to my ribs being broken. And I didn't have anything to do with him after that. I refused. I ended up moving apartments. Um, Never told him where I went. He would call me from random numbers all the time, talking about, like, where are you at? You're my girl. I'm coming to get you. Just, but his parents, his parents were crackheads and grew up right beside the projects in Childersburg, Alabama.
Right.
He really had no hope. Which granted, from where I come from either, I really didn't either. And so I thought, we were going to come up together, just whatever dumb shit you think as a kid.
Are you all
But
the
I didn't
same
know,
age?
he was like 2, maybe 3 years older than me. So
Okay.
I mean, close to it. Close to it. Uh, I think he was either born in 88 or 89, one of them two. But and so I didn't have anything else to do with him. And he was in and out of jail, for drugs and stuff. And he had done, just from what I hear, he had lost his mind. Like, he was taking the bricks out of the fireplace at his house one by one, saying that the Illuminati and the Freemasons left him messages on the back of the bricks.
Good
So
Lord.
yeah, like he was gone. But he served a year and a day in jail, not prison. I don't know exactly what he went for. I just know he served a year and a day, so he had to stay the whole year. And he got out, and when he got out, I was actually in Knoxville, dealing with all the Shane stuff and that little label that we were trying to put together. And he called me, and I figured it was him as a random number, but I answered and I was like, "Hello," and he goes, "Where are you at? Down in Miami with the ballers?" And I just kind of laughed. Like, I wasn't a bitch to him. Normally, I was a bitch to him, like, don't fucking call me, blah, blah. But I just, I don't worry about what I'm doing. Are you okay? I was as nice as I could be without being, overly concerned. And we kind of got off laughing. I did hang up on him. I did hang up on him, but we kind of got off the phone laughing. And that was the last time I ever heard from him. And he died a couple months later. He was hit by a car. He was riding a bicycle in between Childersburg and Sylacauga, Alabama. He was in the middle of Highway 280, which is a state road. It's a 4-lane road. Um, the speed limit is 65 miles an hour. He's in the turning lane on a hill. It's nighttime. He had on a black t-shirt, dark blue jeans. He's on a spray painted black bicycle with no reflectors. And a car comes over the hill and gets in the turning lane. It was actually a nurse on her way to the hospital to go to work for the night. And she hit him from behind and just didn't even see him. And killed him instantly. And the only thing he had on his person was a wallet-sized picture with my name on the back. I was in my high school cap and gown, and he was identified from, at that time, what was like 5, 6-year-old Facebook pictures. And yeah, I keep some of his ashes with me. He's everywhere I go. Um, I actually, when I went to Miami a few weeks ago, I got to, it was really cool. I met this woman named Tammy, and she introduced me to a lot of really cool people. We went to a really cool, or several really cool places and stuff. And in Russell's eyes, it would definitely be baller status. But I mean, at the same time, fucking, to have a fucking indoor shooting range in your house, like, that is baller status. Like, it was a fat ass house on the point in Fort Lauderdale. It was fucking dope. Uh,
Well, the reason why I asked that, because I can tell in your voice that I can understand why you took 18 months off of music because it put you in a deep depression, correct?
yeah, like something like that. I kind of very similar to what I went through with this breakup with my ex since July. In the sense of, like, not liking myself, not liking my choices, especially the weight gain. Like, I gained more weight after this last breakup. I gained, hell, closer to 40 pounds. I got up to 150. Last time I got up to like 130, 135. This last time I got up to right at 150, and that's the biggest I've ever been in my life. And it's not big, but for me it is. And
Yeah,
when
because
I'm standing up,
you're only like
huh?
5 foot, right? Like
I'm
5'4"?
5'3". I'm probably technically 5'2", but I have 5'3" on my driver's license because I like the number three and I like odd numbers, and so 5'2" just don't work for me.
I got you. So my question is this, because obviously that you cared about him because you still carry his ashes around with you.
Hmm.
Have you ever thought about writing a song called "Being a Baller"?
That's a really good idea. And I mean, no, never, not at all. Cause like, it really didn't dawn on me until like after we went to that house and I'm sitting there with my friend. Cause I went to Miami. My friend, she got boobs and stuff and like a whole little mommy makeover, and she needed someone to take care of her. And she was like, "Hey, like I want it to be you." And I'm like, "Okay, let's do this." And then Tammy had hit me up in December and was like telling me about the radio show that she has on FM radio in Miami and want me to be on it. And then Tammy hit me up the day after my friend, so it all kind of worked out together. And when like the whole realization happened, like I had a whole panic attack. Like it was, there were tears involved. I couldn't breathe. Like it let me know it was meant to be. But I think that's a really good idea, actually.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you should do it.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I think that would be jumping on to that whole what you were just actually even talking about, getting into your woman side and not being so badass. You're jumping into that and emotional point of your life and
Yeah.
actually
Like even
bringing
ripped
some
jeans
positive
is
light
like
to it.
that. Yeah,
And
exactly. Exactly.
I ca and I can give you a concept of it real quick, because most people, when you hear the name "Being a Baller," they're thinking like money, at the club, popping bottles and whatnot. I would gear it towards the story between you and that gentleman, to like how his life ended, the conversation you had, and then where you transition into Miami and you go into a place and it makes you remind you of him, where he would think that you were a baller. You understand the
Yeah,
concept that I'm going with?
I
I just
do.
think that
I
would be
do.
I think that would be a good song technique. It'd be a dope ass video, and I think a lot of people could relate to it. And I think it
Yeah.
could help you out. I think it could help you out emotionally as well. It could
Facts.
it could close a lot of unanswered questions in that chapter of your life.
Yeah. And I think that's one thing I've always struggled with as a person too, is like the lack of closure. But
Right.
not having closure is closure in a way. But I don't it I've always looked at stuff through rose-colored glasses, I guess. And I feel
Well,
like
they say
because of
everything
that,
happens. They say everything happens for a reason.
facts. Facts. It really does. But because of that, I feel like anything I've ever had to let go of has claw marks. And that's really
Right.
fucked up to say because it's an issue with me. And it lets me know that I'm the problem, like, because nobody really wants to be the problem, right? But
Hmm.
I think that's where accountability comes in too, like, because sometimes you don't speak up when you should speak up. Or, sometimes you sit there and you say too much when you shouldn't. And, yeah, yeah.
Most definitely. All right. So
Sure.
here's my next question for you.
All right.
It's kind of a corny question. But if you had a chance to go back and speak to young Stormy Lee about the music business, what you know today, what would you tell young Stormy Lee what to do and what not to do?
About the music business.
Yeah,
I was asked
because
something similar the other night, but it wasn't in regards to the music business, I don't think. And I don't remember what I said, but it really don't matter because if it's
I
in
think
regards,
any artists who are listening right now that are coming up, I think that they can learn about what you're about to say.
um, to not, it's not necessarily one thing, but I fully stand on, and I have an issue doing it myself, based upon my own things that have happened to me, to where, that fight or flight mode, and you dough out and you like freeze and you don't do anything and, you space out with your head. But, I would say, and I forgot exactly what I was about to say now. Um, besides not being worried, oh, speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. That's what it is. But it goes into not being worried about what people think or have you. You are you. It don't fucking matter. Your feelings are valid. Absolutely. But the way you go about it has a lot to do with it. Me, for example, I have a lot of energy. I can go on tangents. I have a lot of emotion when I speak. I'm taken the wrong way a lot of the time, but it's because of the way that I say it, not what I say. And that's an issue I've had my entire life. But that's also an issue I'm able to sit there and speak about with people. But as an artist, music is how we express ourselves. Music is how we get those ugly, dirty feelings out. But you also get the good side of it, the what I'm trying to get into now, the lighter side of the music. But for me initially when I got into music, it was for me to say the ugly shit that I couldn't just normally say. But then it's like as I think I'm finding myself, I'm saying a lot of shit and it's like Stormy, like you can't just say this shit. Like you need to find a way to put this same energy into it just in a different way. And I feel like that's where the creativity with my music over all the years has come out. However, when you get in a loop and like now it's to the point music is my job, it's my career. I quit my day job 4 years ago. So at one point over the last 4 years, I've sat here and it turned into a job. It's like, what is the next thing? What am I going to do? Like, I have to do this, I have to do that, based upon what everybody else is doing and everybody else is thinking. And fuck that. It don't matter. In the country rap lane because I'm from Alabama and I talk the way I talk. My music is sounding the way it's. Even if I do veer off into the, full blown country or full blown rock or whatever, there's always going to be that aspect of me. And I've always had that music that I've already released out. And a lot of people are scared. I feel like people are scared to put it out there because of what people think, and not everybody's going to like it. Like a lot of people say a lot of really bad things about me, and I don't like to talk about people, but I have no issue talking about the things that I've witnessed or been through or experienced or how I was made to feel. I'm open to shit. Like, for example, when I went to see Jelly Roll and them in Nashville, I took a 5X shirt because I specifically wanted to give it to Jelly Roll. I didn't know if that's what size he fucking wore, but in my head, I'm like, I know he's a fucking big dude. I'm going to try to give him a shirt. That'd be really fucking cool. And I asked him what size his shirt was or what size shirt he wears, and he said, I don't buy merch. Well, that offended me. It hurt my feelings because when Little White, that whole White, he was promoting the no film with Jelly Roll. Granted, Jelly Roll wasn't there, but that's what put me on Jelly Roll. And then for his tour manager to reach out to me that fresh into the game, which I found out really why his tour manager, wanted to, reach out to me like very shortly after I went out there. Like, but that's the tour manager's fuck shit. But when I said that, and it never dawned on me before, because my feelings were hurt. But it was on the FIFO 100 interview. Banjo was like, well, Stormy, maybe he was insecure about his weight. Maybe he was insecure about having to say how big his shirt size was. And that, like, kind of, just opened my eyes. I'm like, damn, like, this shit really goes way deeper than what anybody can fucking imagine. Like, because every one of us as independent artists in this whole little, and I'm saying country rap just because of your station and all this shit, because I don't necessarily label myself as a particular genre. I like to make music. But everybody in this country rap shit is so worried about everybody else in the country rap shit, and it's so wild, man. Like, I don't know at what point anything actually turns. But I'd also feel like it takes going through all of this shit with everybody that, before it does. So, any advice that I can say to anybody is speak your truth, even when your voice shakes, because your truth is your testimony.
Okay, so my next question, then that goes to my next question then. Why do you think it's hard for female artists in the indie lane to get to the top where the big boys are at? What's the
It's
hold
harder
back?
for a female, period, because we're objectified from the minute we come out of our mother's vaginas, we are objectified. We are expected as a female to act a certain way, to do a certain thing. And if you rebel as a female, you know, you're nasty, you're dirty, whatever. And those things play a part, and you know, not just the music shit, but I've seen it in off-road stuff too, like with female racers and off-road. Like it's just harder for a female, and dudes are going to be like, oh, well, you know, women can just go, you know, go shake their ass for money or get with a dude, you know, who has money. But that fucks with our dignity as women. And it's like we're
Right.
expected to just be okay with that. Like I'm not okay with any of that. I will not respect someone who does it like that. Like it don't make sense to me. But as a female, my particular struggles, like I just said, was I never know when dudes have ulterior motives. However, it doesn't matter if I'm nice, if I'm mean. It doesn't matter however I carry myself. Like, if they're not going to want to fuck with me, I'm going to be the bad guy regardless. And that's something I'm learning to be okay with. I'm learning to love myself. It's okay if people reject me. Fucking, I don't have to do what you tell me to do. You don't. I'm not asking you to do anything, you know. And
Right.
it just it's hard for a female
Okay. So, because there's not that many female independent artists in this lane.
at
Like,
all.
there's you. You got Shelby K,
Mm-hmm.
Savannah Dexter,
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Curtis, Struggle's daughter, Brianna. So there's
Yes.
5. Then there was
Kelsey.
who?
Kelsey.
Kelsey got
Kelsey.
Kelsey got co-signed into country rap with me. Her music was strictly hip hop rap up until we did the shit that we did. She's now in the
Right.
lane. You're welcome. It is what it is. But yeah. But and I'm not knocking her shit as an artist. I'm just saying she was not in the country rap lane to knowledge until we did the real recognize real shit and did the EP and did the tour.
Then you had now Kelsey. Is that the one who quit doing music?
No,
Because there was
she
a
to my
Kelsey
female.
knowledge,
Lynn.
she's on tour with Moonshine Bandits right now. Or
Okay,
about to
what's
be.
the female that was really popping about 3-4 years ago, and now she quit music, and now she's like
A
a
mom?
fitness instructor. No, she's like a cross trainer instructor. She used to dip
Mm.
skull.
Who?
I can't remember.
I'm
She was
surprised y'all haven't
she was
name dropped Katie Noel yet. But I don't know who the hell you're talking about. I mean, I know there's Sarah
Chop.
Ross.
Help me out, Chop. You know who I'm talking about. She used to Upchurch took her to lunch one time. Um, Chad Arms interviewed her. God, what is her name?
I'm about to
Because
go
she was
look it
gonna go
up.
work with Outlaw Nation, and she turned the deal down.
Oh,
Jessie B. Jessie
Jesse
B.
B. Jesse B.
Yeah, her. So
Yes.
she's out doing like being some type of health instructor. And then
Yeah, I've been seeing some golf balls here lately.
of course you got Katie Noel. So
Hmm.
you might have like 10 females in this lane.
Yeah, they just
That,
name dropped Sierra the rapper. She's
yeah,
in the fucking game now, but
but she's
Yeah.
not independent though.
she's not. She is not. Then that's what
No.
I just got because I didn't think she was just with the amount of shit, like how fast she popped off, and then the features that she got. I'm like, there's no way this girl's independent.
I don't know if you remember the show Drewski, Could It Be Records? She was on
Mm-mm.
season 1 of Could It Be Records.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know all that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
she's signed by Sony. They're part of
Okay.
Sony. She independent record label attached to Sony. That's who she signed to. So she's
Okay,
not
I was excited
independent.
because it wasn't Sony that I was told, but if they're under Sony, then that makes sense.
Yeah. So my question is, oh, and you also got Corey Red. You got
Yeah, Cody Red is dope.
you
Cody
got
Red is dope. I've been watching her for a few years.
Corey
I saw her and
Spires.
Savannah's going on tour.
You got Corey Spires, you got Corey Haynes. So you might have maybe 15, actually good female artists.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there so much animosity with such a small amount of group of people of the female artists? Like,
I
why
feel
do
like because
they?
that's female shit and that's catty shit. Like I worked in the restaurant industry for 13 years, but from 18 till literally right before I turned 31, a few weeks. And if that taught me anything, it taught me that women are fucking catty, or fucking dirty, or fucking petty, and it just when I initially went into the restaurant industry, I thought I was signing up for, like a sisterhood type shit. And maybe, maybe it is if you play dumb and you play into all the stupid shit. But just like a freaking sorority house, like I would never survive. Do all that fake shit. I feel like that's ultimately how it is with everything. And I get that, there's images and stuff that you got to portray. Like, because how else would all these big, A-list celebrities have gotten to where they're at if they didn't, just shut the fuck up and let people talk? But at this point, and a lot of us, like, this is real shit and this is real life shit, and it's never been an image for me. But it's the way it is between the females, because it's just us female shit for whatever reason. We're fucking cutthroat. Like, and dudes act like they're cutthroat. Absolutely not. Like, dudes are bigger bitches than females, I feel like, but the women are dirtier. The women are way fucking dirtier. And it, because I've just seen it and I've caught it, and I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means, but what I'm saying is, at what point do we quit the fucking childish, petty ass bullshit? Like, if you want to be petty to someone who has really never done anything to you. Like, how can people abandon you if all they ever did was a fucking song with you? They never really hung out with you. That's not abandonment. That is work. That is business. And yeah, like, and I say, keep it petty. Like, for example, like with my ex, I released my album, The Thunder Rolls, July 14th, 2025, a year to the day after he broke up with me for the last time or what I thought at the time would be the last time they ever got to break up with me. Because let me go ahead and tell you, September 15th of last year, a few months after I put out the album, he calls me or sends me a text about the Rip Jeans fucking song that I was getting ready to release. And my dumb ass goes back to him, and then I filmed the whole Rip Jeans music video. But at the same time, it's like, me and him both, like you can see in the video, we actively participated in this video. We both knew what we were doing. And then it was a bunch of drama trying to release that. And once I started seeing his little girlfriend, like he left me for a girl half his age. She's 23. He just turned 43. While he denied sleeping with a 22-year-old since 2023. But it just, and that's part of it too. Like, I thought last year when I started speaking up about a lot of stuff that, it's like, okay, Stormy, like, you need to start doing what's for you. But now, after that happened again, I have to. Like, the 23-year-old and her mom constantly make troll pages, and they finally name dropped themselves from one of them, as to who they were, and admitted that they keep making pages because I keep blocking them. But I don't, like, apparently they're engaged. The last time they come on a troll page in January, um, fucking, they were sitting there, the mom's telling me that they're engaged. I'm like, okay, well, go be happy. Why are y'all on my shit? I really don't give a fuck. Because they thought that something that I posted was about them, which has
Right.
initially been the whole issue. Like, I'm talking about my personal life, but this is the same type of shit that goes on in the country rap female music. Not just females, the country rap shit, period. It's fucked up shit like this. But I will openly say, if you keep fucking with me, yeah, this is what I'm. But anyway, so they kept on, and I created a fucking. There was a thing she did. It was Ella Langley singing the Texas song or whatever, and she's like, "When you think you sound like this, but dot dot dot," and then it was a video of me from last October, at an event that I hosted wearing a cow onesie promoting the Hating on Me video. And granted, it's a rap song, it's not a singing song, so I stitched the video and I started singing the fucking Texas song. Because we all know the girl knew better than to put a song of me or a little clipping of me singing. And you know, so I'm gonna play it like that, like quit fucking with me. And if you openly say that it's you, like they did, I'm going to fucking when people send me videos from your page, because the mom posted that from her personal page, I'm gonna troll you. And I'm now going to release the video that I was not going to release. But now I did, and I released it on his birthday. I released it on the 4 year mark to the day that we met. Like, I don't care. We can be petty. But what I'm saying is that type of pettiness is the type of shit that goes on in the business shit. And a lot of people don't talk about it. And they kind of touch on it, but they'll never actually sit there and say it. Like I
Well, I got
watched
an
an
idea.
interview the other night of some people and they touched on it, but they would never actually say it.
Okay, I got an idea for you then. And I think that you could be one of the people who can make this happen. So you take those top 15 females that I just named, right? I
Hmm.
also forgot to mention Carly Rogers as well.
Yeah.
How about y'all get together and do a female tour?
That would
Yeah.
require a certain handful of us having conversations first.
Right. That's what I'm
That like
saying.
absolutely like, and I've never once been against that. Not one time have I ever been against that. But not one time have I ever been contacted either. But that can also go both ways. You know,
Right.
like I know they can easily say, well, Stormy Lee's never contacted me. But with me saying that, that attitude between everybody is why it has not happened. But I
Or if you
think
don't want
because
to do
of,
a tour, if you don't want to do a tour, do like remember back in well, you're not old enough to remember. But back in the 80s they had a song called
Cypher.
We Are the World, right? Where they had 50 artists get on one track in 24 hours and the damn thing went quadruple platinum overnight. How about
I
all y'all
think,
get
I
on a
think
track
something like
together?
that could be beneficial. But even outside of like, outside of just a one project thing like that, like it would be beneficial for the women because I'm sorry, vocally, the women's got the men, man. Like,
Yeah,
men's
for
got
sure.
bars, but we got them vocally and we got bars. Like, so sorry, y'all, you know, no offense because y'all are both guys, but like, I've always been like, I've
No,
literally, even in the BBL shit, like, even, you know, because there's a lot of drama, you know, and bullshit between me and Shelby K and me and Savannah and shit. And like, even with the BBL shit, like, if you listen to my shit, I'm like, I literally say, we're all bad bitches. We don't pick no sides. Like, that was my, and I even promoted it, which granted, I could see, you know, it be taken that way, but it was more or less a stab at like what a dude said to me, not what a female said to me. Um, of you know me promoting it, like have you ever seen a female country rap artist you know make a hit without it being a diss or however the fuck I said it. I don't remember exactly how I said it. But I mean it's on my social media, like I don't fucking delete shit. People all the time come in my comments like, oh well, you delete this, you delete that. Like, well, what did you say? Like, did Facebook actually end up flagging it and was like, oh hey, we're not going to have this? Like, the fuck. um but I
I'm
don't
just
know,
saying
shit,
that
social media is wild anyways.
if y'all got on a track together or did say a three record EP, right?
Yeah. Or like a
And
cipher,
get them
even.
or a cipher, but y'all got to be in the same location when you do it. It'll give you a chance to work together, talk stuff out, and y'all could build that sisterhood in the independent country rap lane to where if one gets booked, the other gets booked, and next thing you know, y'all got like the country rap sister tour where y'all just go across the country and perform.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be against it at all. Whether it could happen or not, I feel like that's a totally different story. But that's one thing I've always openly said, you know, like even, you know, say like we were to get into a room with everybody, whatever. This is business at the end of the day. And
Right.
we should be able to work with people even if we don't necessarily like them. Because at the end of the day, it's the fans that listen to this. I have seen fans say, "Hey, I want to see this collab. Hey, I want to see that collab." But yet again, at the same time, I know, and I'm included in some of these people. Like I know how the heads are buttoned for you know that to not necessarily happen. Um, but yeah, like I've never once been against that. Not one time ever.
Okay. It's just food for thought
I
because I think that it could actually help out the female artists to squash a lot of the beef because I know there's a lot of beef going on among the females.
Well, I've actually thought so. When I first saw Savannah make the post of her and Bravo getting a divorce, I think it was like the end of last year or something. Like, because I know my personal experience down there and what was said, and now what's actually happened. And I know it's like completely 180 from what I was told. And it's like a, I told you so kind of moment. But at the same time, I feel like it may also be an eye opener like, hey, these people aren't necessarily who they were portrayed out to be. Um, so I don't know, man. Only time can tell. I feel like a lot of shit's been unfolding and a lot of shit's coming out. A lot of people are starting to speak up. Um, and I think it's going to end up working itself out one way or another.
Well, this year is a 10-year anniversary of the Redneck Rave. Are you open to performing there if asked?
Um, if asked, I mean, yeah, if asked, but I've never been one. The thing with me, I've never been one to sit there, and it's because I know, like, and call it an ego thing, call it a whatever, but I know what I'm going to want, and it's why I like to have a middleman because if I'm saying no, people are going to take it personally from Stormie Leigh versus if I have my manager sitting here saying no, this is what we agreed to, blah blah blah. And that's just from personal experience. So I don't reach out to people for shows. Like if I do shows, it's because people have contacted me to do shows. I openly put my contact out there, an EPK, my email, shit like that. And I do send my EPK off and stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't. I've never been one to ask for a handout. Like, cause when I first started doing music, they wanted you to pay for a show, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm not paying for a show. Especially like I would pay for a fucking show, and I'm performing while motherfuckers are setting up their merch. Like, no, fuck y'all. And I feel like that's one part of being a fucking female, but two part of being an independent artist. Because I know dudes that have to deal with that shit too. But me being a female, dudes think that they can talk to me however they want to and make me do shit because of the whole, you know, the men fucking women are submissive to men shit. No, when it comes to business, fuck you. Business is business. You will not disrespect me like that. And so that's why I will not pay for a show. I don't give a fuck. I will not pay for a feature. I don't give a fuck. It just, and I'm not trying, like, I don't say that to be rude to anybody. I don't say that, it just, that's what I have learned from being an independent artist. But no, I'm
No,
not against performing at the Redneck Rave at all.
I feel
so I
you.
have a question
I feel you.
for you. Out of the people you haven't worked with yet, is there anybody in specific that you would like to work with?
Mm, I've been watching Coey stuff for a while. At one point, I did think that me and Savannah could possibly work together. But the way that that shit played out when I went down there and the way I saw all of it, and then the way that it was made when the fallout between me and Shelby K started, I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't really know about all this. Fuck that. But that's also kind of going back into what I said. Like when I went down there, Savannah made a comment because my boyfriend went to jail, and she said maybe you should date better men. And then here we are 6 years later, and I'm just sitting here, just watching everything play out over all the years. And the this is one of those where like I can say I told you so moments, but as a woman and empathizing and trying to understand, um, like I've debated reaching out to her. Like I like since I saw that shit last fall, I have debated reaching out to her. Um, but I also know the way that shit has played out over the years, and I also don't feel like I necessarily need another artist to be able to be the artist that I am. I've never really wanted to ride anyone's coattail, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to do a feature with somebody just because I know I'm going to get views. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Right.
I feel that.
But I'm not
Respectable.
past it whether it's her, whether me and Shelby Kay would ever work together again, whether me and Kelsey would ever work again. Like, I'm just tired of the fuck shit. Tired of everybody being pinned against each other. We should all, I don't have necessarily good opinions about everybody, and I'm sure they don't necessarily have good opinions about me. But that's where, you know, the communication comes in. But, Facebook feeds off of negativity. You go to the comment section, it's nothing but negative, negative, negative. Like, that's part of, like, what sent me in a funk last time. Like, because my relationship was rocky. Like, we broke up summer of 2023. Nobody really knew. I never really took it to social media up until it was the point that I'm literally feeling fucking crazy. And it was like a cry for help because I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew the things that I saw. I knew the things that I'd heard. I was putting all the shit together, and then it ended up coming out again, like all a year later, but like all the truth finally come out. And I feel like that's kind of how everything else is going too. Um, I don't know, it's just wild. Like, life is insane how everything, like, not just even in country rap, the world's doing it. Like, it's a change of the times for everybody in a lot of different ways. But musically, I think that if the females can sit here, because it's a man's run world, but women are starting to take over. And if the females in this shit can actually get past the bullshit and the bullshit marketing side of the drama, because it is marketing, rage bait, fucking, the organized fucking arguments and drama and shit, like, that is real. Like, wrestling is the perfect example of that. So if they can do it in wrestling, which every artist I've ever known bases their performance off of some type of something like that, because when you look at wrestling, they know how to work a crowd. And when you're an
Mm-hmm.
artist and you're a good artist, you can work that crowd. And
Facts.
yeah,
Agree
excuse
with
me.
that.
Yeah. All right. So, can you confirm or deny this one rumor? So, a
Sure.
couple weeks ago, a person opened up a YouTube page called Kelsey Danielson, and
That's not
they did,
me. No.
yeah, because they were
I'm
saying
sorry. Ask.
people were hitting me up saying, "Oh, that's Stormy Lee," and it was a diss track towards Savannah and Bravo. So you're saying that it's not you?
That is not me at all.
Okay.
That, I feel like, has a lot to do with my FAFO 100 interview, because I touched on a lot of shit with a lot of different people over my time and experience. And I'm not necessarily saying, like, I said everything I said, and I meant everything that I said. The way I went about it in some ways, because,
What did you
like I
say?
said, I literally told my story from start to finish.
Okay.
Um, like, I don't really necessarily know what exact parts, irked people's nerves. I mean, I can kind of imagine, because people said that I was rude about Bunny and Jelly. People said that I was rude about Savannah and Bravo. Last time I ever opened up for Jelly Roll was either May or June of 2018. And it was the first and only time I ever met Bunny in person. And as a female, like I said, it's hard to do shit without dudes trying to get with you. I'd
Right.
already experienced the shit from Jelly Roll's tour manager in 2015, so I kind of kept my distance from everybody, but at the same time, I'm trying to figure out how to do this shit. Well, Bunny is rubbing on my shoulders on the side of the stage, and then she kept inviting me on the tour bus. And DJ Highlight told me that Bunny was trying to have sex with me, and that made me feel uncomfortable. Highlight initially told me, like, because I forgot how long after that, maybe within the next year or whatever, but he kept asking me to come out to California. And then he was like, I don't want to do music with you. I just want to fuck you. I can respect that, because you're open, you're honest. You gave me I got to make my own decision. You're not rubbing on me. You're not, like, for example, Jelly Roll's tour manager, when I first went to Nashville, and it's not his tour manager now. They fired him way back when. They probably fired him around that same time. I don't know. Me and Bunny had words in 2023 when my social media took off. But hold on, my cousin texted. He can go on. But so when I went to Nashville to uh meet up with Jelly Roll and all them, and this is at the time when he told me about the shirt and shit. The tour manager invited me out there, and he kept saying to get a room. I kept offering to get my own room. He's like, no, I'll get the room. I offered for half. He said, no, I got air miles. I'm like, okay, like, but I kept reiterating, like just in the sense of I can get my own shit. I'm not asking for any of this, blase, blase. The dude ends up getting a 1 bed suite. So once I got out there, I realized the position that I had gotten myself in. Um, I meet everybody, go to Jelly's his son's mom's house is when she was pregnant with a son or whatever. We all went out to eat hibachi. Uh I went to it's when they had the bad apple shit with Sonny P. I met Sonny P and all them down there, which I'd already met Sonny a few times at the shows and stuff over the years, right? But I'm laying in the bed the first night that I'm out there, and I'm on my right side, and I'm all the way up against the edge, and old buddy starts rubbing my shoulders, and I told him straight up, I said, that feels good, you can rub my shoulders, I said, but we're not fucking. The next day, he could not act like I was leaving fast enough. It didn't matter where we was at, what was, like, you could just tell his whole demeanor changed. Um, and but that was in 2015. That was either December 2015 or January 2016. That incident happened when I first opened up for Jelly Roll and was invited to Nashville. I never went back out to Nashville after that, but I did get to open up for Jelly Roll for the next 3 years because I could sell tickets. And then, flash forward to 2018, I told, about what I just said with the whole incident. I'm not bashing anybody. This was my personal experience. This is, like, and I can openly say out of that whole Jelly Roll never once made me feel uncomfortable. I guess what made me feel uncomfortable at the situation was, yes, it did make me uncomfortable for it to rub on my shoulders because being in the restaurant industry, knowing just what I know about women and the way that we get money and the way that I, whatever, why are you rubbing on me like that? And then when Highlight said what he said, that just flipped a switch in my head. And I'm like, this is really, really uncomfortable. Um, and plus I had my boyfriend there and it was like they were trying to make my boyfriend leave. So I could cut like I just felt like it was bullshit. And so that was pretty much the gist of what I said. I mean, if I said any other details that people got mad about, Lord forgive me, I ain't shit at this point, but my story is my story. Like, I don't hate anybody. Like, me and Bunny ended up having words in 2023, but I feel like that stems because of the Shelby K drama. Um, like, it all plays into shit. And Bunny come into my shit because of something I said about Savannah. I said, and I quote, someone said Savannah's shit probably smells like sardines, and I said, and I quote, I just think it's funny how Savannah was so desperate for Katie Noel to tag her, but Savannah can't ever tag anybody or tag us or whatever. And then I said, and I quote, I'm not scared of Savannah Dexter or her little rabbit. That I said that comment either September 2nd or September 5th of 2022. The last time I ever spoke to Shelby K was, and this is all probably why it come out, because the two voices I noticed on that rap shit or the fucking disc sounded like mine and Shelby K's voice.
Right.
And which in my head may have made me anyway, hold on, I'll get there in just a second. So Shelby calls me. I'm at a show like a week or two later. I'm in North Georgia, Windsor, Georgia, or something. We're at a house party, and this is why I don't do house parties because the police got called, and I'm.
Oh,
Oh, she's back.
Oh no, where'd I go?
Now there you
Okay,
are.
okay. I don't know where I broke out at, but the police got called at this house party. But Shelby called me and was like, I told her I got 20 minutes, I'm at a show, blah, blah. She called me and was like, Bunny saw your comment and she's mad. And it was the comment, I'm on this interview, dog. And it was the comment that I just said, and I quote. And I
Right.
asked her, I said, well, Shelby, if Bunny is mad about something I said, why is she calling you? Why is she not trying to reach out to me? And I forgot what Shelby said, but I told Shelby then, I said, if Bunny's got a problem with anything I say or do, give her my phone number since you're connected with her and tell her to call me. That was in September of 2022. Well, 2023, hold on, back up to that. So a couple days after that, and Shelby kept talking, like, because we did the Ain't No Southern Belle shit. Um, when she was signed to Average Joe's, and when she was trying to get out of that, like I told her, we'll do the BBL shit, whatever, and that's how those two come about. But she makes this YouTube video because what I had heard for the longest time was, Savannah this, Savannah that. And I even told her, it's like, Shelby, fuck Savannah. Why do you care about her so much? But sitting here looking at it now, I'm sure Shelby was probably like, oh, Stormie said, fuck you, Savannah. Like, yeah, I did, but not in that context. Like, what the fuck? Because that's kind of where the whole BBL, the attitude with BBL come from. Because I'm sitting here, we're all bad bitches. Like, no one's going to be made to feel smaller than the other. We're all in this shit together.
Right.
And fucking, so that phone call happens like the day or the next day. She kept talking about wanting to make a YouTube video to talk about it. And I told her, I said, Shelby, if that's how you feel, do it. But long story short, on that phone call, she said she wanted to put me on a conference call with me, Sarah Ross, Doris Ann, and Lexi Lane, and of course Shelby, because that's the one trying to orchestrate it. And she goes, but Sarah's probably not going to do it because Sarah doesn't like the drama. And I said, well, Shelby, I don't like the drama. I said, what are you doing right now? I'm at a show. I told you I have 20 minutes. I said, I ain't got time for this. She starts huffing and puffing. I hang the phone up on her because I don't have time at a show. I don't have time for this. So in the next couple days, she makes a video talking about, I forgot exactly what she said. I think she mentioned that because she had a song with Sarah Ross and people were trying to say it was the Savannah diss or whatever. But I think a lot of that, all the drama between Penn and everybody, I think that was just people who knew what they were doing in the music shit, who were already in it, who were getting it out there to the public, and that's the easiest way to do it because I mean, look at Facebook, social media and shit. Um,
Right.
and so I think, once it got in everyone's heads, I think everyone kind of ran with their own imagination. But anyway, Shelby makes this video about Savannah or whatever. And next thing I know, she takes the video down within a couple days. And within a week, she drove to Orlando and signed herself to Savannah Dexter. In my
Wow.
head, she just shelved herself. Why would you do that? So that was in September of 2022. December of 2022, Jelly Roll put out the Son of a Sinner public open verse duet. I did the open verse duet. I posted it to all my platforms. I posted it to TikTok. I posted it to Facebook. I posted it to Instagram. Everything. Well, it got the most attention on Facebook. It got a little bit less attention on TikTok, and then Instagram don't do shit. My Instagram, I've only got like barely over 10,000 followers on Instagram. Well, at this time, I had like 30,000 followers on Facebook. I forgot how many I had on TikTok. Somewhere around the same. But it went up. I had 10,000 when I initially dropped BBL. That started taking off. I got up to 30,000. I did the Son of a Sinner duet. I remember, and I have a video. I actually looked at it in my shit earlier. I almost posted it to social media just because I'm actually opening up talking about all of it. It's already posted. If y'all want to go back to December 30th, 2022. But I walk out of the Drum Dummy Studios, and there are fucking like 10 or 15 black buzzards all over my Rav, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and they're in the trees and they're standing there with their fucking arms up and shit. And I'm like, what is going on here? And I looked it up and it's like an omen for like death and rebirth. Well, then January, and I put out the Son of a Sinner duet within the next couple days to social medias, either January 3rd or January 5th. I don't remember. I got screenshots of the whole conversation. I got the voice message the Bunny sent me. I got everything because I keep receipts. That's what I do. But Bunny comes in my inbox on Instagram with a screenshot of what I said September 2nd or September 5th about the I'm not scared of Savannah Dexter or her little rabbit. Comes in my thing. She's defending Savannah, taking up for Savannah, and blah 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 blah. I feel some type of way. I call Sham. I called my ex at the time, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I'm venting, I'm getting it all out. And then I decide that I'm going to sit on it, I'm going to process it, and I'm going to respond to her in the morning when I wake up. And so I got off the phone with them. I go to Facebook, and Bunny has done commented on the Jelly Roll Son of a Sinner duet. She said it's like she copied and pasted everything she said in the message that she sent me, but she didn't post a screenshot of what I said. Literally within like the 15 or 20 minutes that it had been up, it had like 20,000 reactions, comments, like it was out there. So I'm like, fuck this. Like, we're not going to do this. So I posted the screenshot of what I said. And I said what I said. I'm not scared of you. You're not going to bully me. You know, like, we can talk about it. Like, you could have kept this in the inbox, but you wanted to take it public and you didn't want to say what I said. And in the fucking, you know, in the conversations, like, she gets mad or whatever, you know, because I actually took it public. But it's like, you took it public. Anyways, I snapped back and everyone started turning and was like, hold up. Like, she didn't even name drop you. And, you know, like, it just, everybody turned on her. She ended up deleting her initial comment, which deleted the whole thread. So it's not there anymore. I didn't delete shit. She did. Well, then me and her go at it through, you know, Instagram or whatever, back and forth, and, you know, her following's thrown in my face. Everything's thrown in my face. I'm a piece of shit because I'm standing up for myself. She demanded an apology, and I told her ultimately, I said, I'll give you an apology, but now the apology will not be one-sided. The apology will be two-sided because you did not have to take it to social media the way you took it to social media. And she wasn't having it, and she told me that now they know how to move accordingly, and I was immediately blocked from anything to do with Jelly Roll on social media.
Wow.
And I have, you know, since then been told that Stormie Leigh is not to open up for Savannah Dexter, and that's from multiple park owners, multiple booking agents, multiple people.
But have you reached out to Savannah to confirm that?
No, but I also feel like, why would multiple people tell me this if it wasn't true? Like, I've never
No,
actually sat here and started speaking on that part of it until this last year, because that's when it got reiterated or whatever. Um, but
I'm a
yeah,
firm
like, it
believer. I'm a firm believer. Go to the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
facts, but at the same time, the way everything played out and the way the shit happened with the bunny shit, like, it. Why do I have reason to reach out to Savannah? If I'm going to be reached out to by Bunny, which granted she did it because I did a duet to her husband, because she's sitting there, you're not going to get views off my husband. Well, your husband just so happens to be the first person I ever opened up for. And I used to open up for him before you come in the picture. And you will never have anything to do with that. I'm sorry. Like, you're not part of my story. I'm not trying to be mean about it, but for you to sit here and act like I'm using your husband for views, like, no, girl, your husband is the one that told me that if I wanted to be an independent artist, that it would take me around 10 years before people even started to know who I was. And that's literally what happened. Like, BBL was put out in 2022. It got 1 million streams, and that was my first song to hit 1 million streams. Right at 10
23
years
came
later.
out in
Yeah.
23.
Right at 10 years later. Like, and I've always credited Jelly to that shit. Like, I've never, and I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody by saying anything that I'm saying. But at the same time, I feel like it speaks volume when all these shows are being booked, and it's not like I don't, there's reason why I don't reach out to people. It's not like I haven't just reached out to people for shows before.
Right.
Like, there's definitely reason. And then I'm, you know, I'm being told all this shit, and so it just, in my head, I don't need that. I know what I am as an artist. I know what I can do. And if I'm talented enough, I don't have to click up and team up with anybody. I'm not past working with anybody by no means whatsoever. But I'm very opinionated, I guess. I don't know.
All right, so the your latest song put out called "Ripped Jeans."
Yes.
What's the backstory behind it?
So, my ex broke up with me in 2024. I did broke my fucking heart. The way it played out, he played it out like I left him for another man, and which was not the truth. Um,
Wait, say that again. What?
he said that I left him for
Oh,
another man.
I thought you said he left you for another man. I was like, whoa, okay.
No, I might
Yeah.
have, but that's not what I meant at all. I
Okay.
don't know. Like, I mean, he may like me, and I don't know. He tried telling me that he thinks his friend is gay, and he has a funny way of like telling on himself, and I feel like that'd be a way to tell on yourself. It's like trying to say your friend, my friend's gay, but I'm not. Okay, okay, but
Okay,
yeah,
so
no.
your ex
So
broke up with you. You broke your heart.
yeah, like, and it was on again, off again, for years. We broke up the first time in 2023. And so in 2025, New Year's 2024, going in 2025. Sorry, I've been sitting. Hold on a second. My shit's drying out. So New Year's going into 2025. Like, as I went on the road, I crashed out going on the road with this dude that I initially thought was because he was in the off road shit. I did what I did. I thought we were going to try to collab. He thought it was going to be more. He thought he's going to be able to sweep me off my feet, make me fall in love, and I really don't give a fuck what you got. And so, and when my ex changed the locks on me, like, he's still got like a $4,000 couch of mine. I just saw someone in the comments say something about a couch. And I put that in my Eat It Too song. But I don't want it back. Like, he's probably done the nasty with the little floozy. I'm good on that couch and all my kitchen shit and like, he's got thousands of dollars worth of my shit, but it is what it is. But it pissed me off. I crashed out. Went on the road for 2 months. I was super embarrassed about myself. I hated myself. Couldn't believe I did half the shit that I did. So I had this powwow. Um, Me and my maker going into New Year's 2025. I was sober, like I was smoking, but I was not drunk whatsoever. And there was a lot of screaming, a lot of cussing, a lot of, just Stormy, we got to let this shit go. And so, and because a lot of these songs off the Thunder Rolls album were written, and I say a lot of them, it's about half and half, were written the first time he broke up with me, back in 2023. But I didn't want to put these songs out because I remember him telling me that when I dropped I Need a Man, which I wrote a few years before I did the video, he's like, well, everyone's going to think that we're having problems. So that kind of stuck in my head, and I wasn't trying to, just put sad songs out there. We're supposed to be in love, right?
Hmm.
So flash forward, I had my powwow and I was like, Stormy, you can't be scared to speak up anymore. Like, certain things, like, cause he's got a son, there's kids involved. But at the same time, even with children, at what point do we stop sweeping shit under the rug just for kids? Like, let them be kids and let them have a childhood, but don't sit there and, baby talk them and keep them naive their whole life. But anyways, and so I started speaking up about a lot of stuff that kind of irked me and bothered me. Like, I had a lot of really fucked up sexual shit happen to me as a young little girl, by men in my life that were supposed to protect me. And, it kind of, and then going in the restaurant industry, having that already happen, and then having other things happen and putting myself in situations. And, like, it really fucks with your brain mentally. And y'all being guys, like, y'all will never understand what that does to you. Like, and that's what I mean by we're objectified our whole lives. It is, we're, and excuse me for my language, but we're the thing that's being fucked. We're not doing the fucking. And that's a whole, anyways. So I had my powwow, started speaking up on shit and speaking up on, the fact of my ideology of, older men and girls half their age and shit. Because when my ex first broke up with me, there was a 22-year-old that stayed in my bed either the weekend before or the weekend after, um my birthday, 2023. My birthday was on a Wednesday. He had an event the weekend before, the weekend after, and he always denied sleeping with the 22-year-old, even brought it up. So in 2025, he comes through, whatever. I put out the Thunder Rolls, And then I'm trying to let it go because like that was like my payback, right? And I put it out a year to the date that he broke up with me.
Right.
And so then I come up with Ripped Jeans literally within a month of me releasing that album. And Ripped Jeans was like my letting it go song. Like this bittersweet type shit. Like I thought of strawberry wine when I wrote Ripped Jeans. Like that just the way you think of how like reminiscing, the good and the bad and
Yep.
like, cause she even touches, or wasn't my innocence type shit. Like, but that's the classy way to touch on shit that in my music, I don't necessarily do it classy. But I'm learning to. And, I started writing Ripped Jeans and I was promoting it and I set Ripped Jeans to release September 30th. And my ex sends me a text September 15th. And first time he's, contacted me in over a year, which granted I saw him like a week before at Heydays. It's an off-road event up in Minnesota. And I put a wristband on his hand because, the people that I was working with and shit. And fucking, he said, thank you. I said, you're welcome. But then he comes to my DMs at like 4:30, 5:30 in the morning, or not DMs, text messages talking about, I don't know. I just posted a video of it. Like it's a screenshot of it. It's me being petty once again, but I don't care. He knew what he was doing, and as long as the little, floozy and her mom continue to come on my shit, I will continue to milk the fuck out of it because that's what I do. But so he come back. He literally opens up when he asked if he could call. He asked if I answered if I'd call or if he call if I'd answer or whatever. And he opens up and goes, Stormie, you're toxic as fuck, but I'm just as toxic, if not worse. And I'm like, okay. So I just let him speak, and he's giving me the whole gist of, like there's people in his life he'll never be able to make amends with again because of his pride. For example, his childhood best friend. And when y'all see his face in the Rip Jeans music video, y'all will know instantly what band he was associated with. But said that his childhood best friend from that band said that or told his mom that he didn't like the way that he was raising his son, and that he would never be able to forgive him for that. And I'm just like, that's not even a big deal. You know what I'm saying? But because of the
Right.
fact that he compared it to, something like that, and I know the way that he's talked about, his friend and how highly he thought of, or how highly I thought he thought of him, you know what I'm saying? And so he said that, I fed into it. That was September 15th. And then either October 1st or 2nd, it was on a Wednesday. Because I had an event to go to at Boggs and Boulders that following weekend. So he come and picked me up that Monday or Tuesday, picked the cow up, drove me to Auburn. We filmed the Rip Jeans music video at his mud park. And then he drove me home the next day. And then that weekend, I had an event to go to at Boggs and Boulders. And I went down there with my friend, and then me and her were going to do like a Halloween photo shoot. And that Sunday, we were on the way to the photo shoot, and we got into a car wreck. We were at a dead stop, and a couple cars behind us, plowed into us, going every bit of like 60 or 70 miles an hour. The people behind us were fucked up worse than us, but I was fucked up. Anna wasn't because she kind of braced herself. I saw it coming, and we're in a Camaro, and I was turned sideways in the seat, and I'm trying to push and brace against looking at the mirror. Like, and I know it's nothing, but it happened so fast. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that happened. My head bounced off the headrest, and like I had a goose egg for over a week. Like it fucked me up, like fucking concussion type shit. And fucking my ex was just being real short, and I kind of called him out on it, because I didn't feel good. And he was like, the next day broke up with me, just it's not going to work out. And then a week to the day later, blocked me on Facebook and made it Facebook official with a married 23-year-old.
Damn.
And yeah, like, and he was literally just a couple weeks ago telling me that, like, he brought up the 22-year-old saying that he didn't sleep with her solely because of her age. But then it's like now, a couple days later, you're in a public relationship with a girl 1 year older than her, and the 22-year-old's from 2023. So now we're 3 years later with a 23-year-old. And now supposedly they're engaged. Like, but let's be real, like that motherfucker engaged her because I say in the song, you know, told me I'd get a diamond ring. Like he used to show me pictures of wedding rings all the time. Like we talked about, you know, eloping and shit. Like
Well,
it is what it
we're gonna
is.
play that song real quick so everybody knows about ripped jeans.
Absolutely.
This was
This,
put out
this
5
is
days
the Let
ago.
Go song.
Put
Do
out 5
what?
days. This was put out 5 days ago. It's at
Yes.
13,000 views. I'm also going to drop the link of this song in the chat and encourage everybody to go sub up to Stormie Leigh if you haven't done so already, and go show the song some love. So here is "Ripped Jeans" by Stormie Leigh.
It's gonna be alright. That handlebar mustache held me down. My ripped jeans, someone's hand-me-downs. We tried. Never stop loving you when I die. Both a little crazy, but at least we tried. We tried. What about the tables there at the park? Had me on my knees, did I leave you scarred? You called me pretty, you called me sweet, told me I'd get a diamond ring. What about out there at the pond? Just me and you doing what we want. We were both naked, now we know those little bitty fish bite more than toes. It's gonna be alright. That handlebar mustache held me down. My ripped jeans, someone's hand-me-downs. We tried. Never stop loving you when I die. Both a little crazy, but at least we tried. We tried. Lessons learned, bridges burned, and guess it's time to let it go. I've been known to run away, but it's time that I faced it all. I was begging, pleading just to stop the bleeding. I didn't know I had the gauze. While you were crying, lying, felt like you was dying. We didn't know we had it all. It's gonna be alright. That handlebar mustache held me down. My ripped jeans, someone's hand-me-downs. We tried. It's gonna be alright. Never stop loving you when I die. Both a little crazy, but at least we tried. We tried. It's gonna be
Okay, I see what you were talking about.
Yeah, like so I initially, you know, we filmed that video in October, and I was gonna put it like we had an event scheduled Halloween, and we were gonna like announce that we were back together at the event. The way he smacked my ass in that video, he was gonna come up and smack my ass at this event in front of, you know, everybody at the event, and then kiss me, and like it just, and that was his idea, right? But then a week after we filmed this video, like he announced, you know, with the 16, Jesus Christ, the fucking 23-year-old, and fucking, so yeah, like it it is what it is. Like it, whatever. But I didn't put it out because he asked me. He said, if it don't work out this time, please don't take it to social media. And I was wondering why, because like when he initially told me about his new little floozy, he told me her name. He told me she was 30. He told me her occupation. Told me she had kids, how many kids she had, and where she was from. Well, I noticed while we were together, like he asked me a question about social media. Anyways, I noticed a girl with the same name kept hearting all the shit, and then he breaks up with me, and I reach out to her with a friend request. She never accepted, but she ended up blocking. And I'm like, okay, like this is the same girl. And so I did a little bit of research because before he blocked me, he was posting pictures of two little girls on his social media. And so I sent it to the one mutual friend that me and that girl had, his little floozy, and she confirmed that it was her kids. And so I did research, and that's when I found out that she's not 30, she's 23, she's married. And then he lied about the occupation because when I did take it to social media, he come at me from his Dirt Reynolds page trying to talk shit about it, saying you don't even know what her occupation is. And when I said what he told me, he was like, wrong. And I'm like, yeah, because you probably set that up just like you told me she was 30, knowing she was 23, knowing I'd have a fucking issue with it, knowing I would have never took you back if that was the fucking case, you sick fuck. Sorry.
Oh no, I
But
understand.
anyways,
What
so
is
I
your
did release it then, and let me say this, and I'll let you finish because I know I talk too much. The chat can suck my, um, but now I can see all this shit. It don't phase me though. But no, so fucking I didn't put it out because I wasn't trying to do the drama shit. I posted screenshots. It fucking took off. I got millions of views. But then when Floozy's mom come in my shit to let me know they were engaged. Like, you could have just left me alone. I don't care. You don't even have to rub it in. He's with y'all. Y'all are supposed to be happy. If y'all were really happy, I wouldn't even know who y'all are. So I decided to be petty one last time, and I released Rip Jeans on his birthday, 5 days ago, which is
what's
also
your
the 4th anniversary that we met.
what's your favorite song you ever did?
Right now, Rip Jeans.
Rip
But
James?
yeah, but I will say that about like anytime I do a new song, that's my favorite song.
I got you.
So like I've got one right now. It's called Stepping Stones that I've been working on, and I really like it too. Like it's super fun, but it's a side of Stormy that people don't haven't seen yet. Just like Rip Jeans. Um. So yeah.
When you plan on releasing the next song?
I don't know how I want to do it because I know a lot of people sit there and they'll promote a song. Sorry, I'm trying to message my dad because he keeps texting me and I can't text because I'm on this. But people will promote a song and get people to pre-save it, and that
Hmm.
helps them chart. So I think I'm just going to do a lot of promotion around because I just released this last album in July.
She cut out. Her phone might be dead.
Possibly. Yeah. Chat's on it tonight.
Say again?
Man, I said the chat's on one tonight.
Shout out to Mud Daddy. Says Stormy, I'm Mud Daddy. Appreciate the $5 super chat, Mud Daddy. Hey, we got 198 people. If y'all could hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah,
I do appreciate
smash
everybody
that
coming out
like button
tonight and checking out this interview. It's a lot to take in.
for sure. Yeah, a lot has been said.
Yeah, a lot has been said. So while we wait for her to come
You,
back, we're gonna play another song. We got
I seen someone.
what's that?
I seen someone say something about Queen of the South they wanted to hear in the chat.
Okay.
I don't know what you were gonna play, but that's I just seen that. So
All right, well, here's Stormie Leigh, Queen of the South.
Let's get it.
Y'all know the deal. Sit back, relax, strap your boots on, enjoy the ride. Let's get it.
Drum dummy.
They turn you down, baby.
Y'all know the deal.
That's
Sit back, relax,
alright.
strap your
Queen
boots
of the
on.
South,
Let's
and you're
ride.
just my type. I'll take you out on a Friday night. I'll turn you out half the time of your life. Come on, let me take you for a ride on these back roads. I'm not showing out, but I can do this with my eyes closed. I'll take you places that you've never been. Or I can take it slow, baby, tell me when. We can stay at home, lay in bed, watch movies. We could hit the bar, take shots, act stupid. Anything that you wanna do, it don't matter, I'll be there with you. Cause they turn you down, baby, that's alright. I'm the queen of the South and you're just my type. I'll take you out on a Friday night. I'll turn you out half the time of your life. You wanna ride with me, she wanna ride with me. Come on, baby, you can get that passenger seat. He wanna ride with me, she wanna ride with me. Come on, baby, we can cruise these Alabama streets. Butterflies in my chest got me so excited. Party for two, and baby, you're invited. Truck in the woods like we're trying to hide it. Heart on my sleeve, but you'll never find it. Broke down cars turn into broke hearts before you know. Somehow we'll figure out how it goes. They turn you down, baby, that's alright. I'm the queen of the South and you're just my type. I'll take you out on a Friday night. I'll turn you out half the time of your life. You wanna ride with me, she wanna ride with me. Come on, baby, you can get that passenger seat. He wanna ride with me, she wanna ride with me. Come on, baby, we can cruise these Alabama streets.
You actually got a pretty amazing voice, Stormie.
Thank you. Thank you. My bad about a while ago. I had a phone call, text, and shit kept coming through, and it kicked me off.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put you in the hot seat,
Okay.
and I'm gonna ask you 30 random questions. These are
Okay.
fast, quick questions.
Okay.
The
Oh
first
shit.
thing
Hold
that
on, wait. Let me
comes
get
to
a
you,
drink.
the first thing that comes to your mind, just answer it. Okay.
Okay.
This way, the people get to know you more on a personal level.
All right.
What's your favorite snack?
Hot wings.
Favorite chip?
I don't really eat chips. I mean, plain chips,
Just plain chips?
plain potato chips.
Okay. Favorite soda?
Dr Pepper,
Dr. Pepper?
Dr Pepper, or Sunkist. But I
Okay.
like Crown with my Dr Pepper. Yes.
All right. Your favorite meal?
Hot wings or sushi.
Okay. Favorite actor?
I don't really watch movies. I don't know. Jim Carrey, just because he's so weird and diverse.
All right. Favorite actress?
Uh, oh gosh, Sandra Bullock, only because that's the first name that come to my mind.
All right. Favorite fast food restaurant?
Subway,
Favorite ice cream?
chocolate.
Favorite beer?
I don't really drink beer, but if I had to, a sour beer.
Okay.
I
Favorite
mean, a
hard liquor?
strawberry specifically.
Favorite hard liquor?
Oh, Crown or Mud Bunny Shine. Mud Bunny Shine's in second. I don't really like. I never really drank mud or drank Shine until I had the Mud Bunny Shine. Just because it does creep up on you. But of course, my brand and Crown Royal.
All right. Favorite rap song of all time?
I don't know. That fucking old ass Chinese fucking the old Chinese rap. I forgot how it goes, but it's like oh my god, fuck you in the shoe something. Oh my God, how does it go? I'll have to look it up. But it's an old ass Chinese rap. It's around the time that Little White's Oxycontin song was come out, because I was like 13 or 14, and it was that type shit that we were listening to, and it was just something wild and crazy and stupid, and it was really cool. I don't know what it's called though.
All right, favorite country song of all time.
Uh, Fancy.
All right, favorite mainstream artist.
Halsey.
Favorite independent artist.
Me.
Good answer. All right, so this next one, favorite collaboration. Now that could be you and someone, or it could be someone in the past and
Something
present,
that I've already done.
whatever.
So I was the PMS song with Shamu the Panda. We literally went bar for bar, neck to neck, back and forth in this song, and the video turned out really, really good, and it's fucking hilarious. Um, so PMS with me and Shamu the Panda.
All right, favorite TV show presently.
Rick and Morty or Doctor Who, but I don't really watch TV. But if I was to pick like a TV show, like those are my go-tos.
All right, favorite TV show of all time.
Um, Ancient Aliens
All right, favorite
or
comedy
anything to
movie.
do like that. Favorite comedy movie? Pineapple Express.
Well, that's a good one. Favorite horror movie.
I don't know if it's considered a horror movie, but it's the one, Cruel Intentions. Y'all know what I'm talking
Okay.
about, where the dude chops
Yeah.
her dog's head off and puts his head in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite action movie.
Uh, I like all the Avengers movies. No. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. Favorite sneaker.
I got some dunks over there. I got them for my birthday. I don't really wear sneakers. But I did get some cow dunks for my birthday, the Ben and Jerry's.
Okay. Favorite college football team.
Roll Tide.
There you go. What actor or actress would you pick to play you in your life story?
Uh, I don't know why I say this, but Natalie Portman was the first person to come to mind.
Okay. Favorite pro football team.
I don't really watch football, but I guess the Saints, just because I got family from Bogalusa.
Okay. I know exactly where it is. I live in Louisiana myself.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Favorite subject in school.
Um, Math or history?
All right. Favorite athlete of all time.
Does Dale Earnhardt count as an athlete?
Sure does.
Okay, do it for Dale.
All right. Favorite hobbies.
Uh, Besides making music, um, I like to ride on my cow, and I like to speak my mind. If that's
Okay.
a hobby.
Favorite weapon of choice.
If it's not my mind, does it got to be like a physical weapon?
Whatever you want to use it for a weapon.
My mind.
Okay. Favorite president.
Why we got to get into politics? I don't know. None of them. Can I
There
say
you.
none of them?
Yeah.
None of them.
All right. Two more questions.
Okay.
Favorite thing to do with family and friends.
Sit around and talk shit and smoke.
All right. And one question from the chat. Stormy, do you like gas station sushi?
I have eaten gas station sushi, yes.
Okay.
Not that I like it, but it's just when you get a craving for something, you get a craving for something, damn it. Yeah, Stormy's eating gas station sushi.
And then there's one other random question. Since you said you smoke and I'm the smoker, I gotta ask you, what's your favorite strain?
I really don't care. I just want it to taste good, and break up good. Uh, I prefer nowadays indica over sativa. I used to be flopped. Um, but also I try not to smoke is what I used to too though. But yeah, I really don't care what strand
Okay.
as
Okay.
long as it's good shit.
Feel that.
Well, Stormy, look, I appreciate you coming up and doing this tonight. Uh, I learned a lot about you. I think you're a dope artist, and I really think that you should do the baller song, like we talked about. And
I
I really
really
think,
like that idea. Yeah.
and I think you really should try to reach out some of the female artists and try to do some type of collaboration, either a song, an album, or just to get together and do a cookout. And I
Mm,
think it would.
I think that would come before the songs and shit, but I'm not past it, and I never have been.
I think it
But
could
it is
help.
coming.
I think it could help a lot of mend a lot of fences and build bridges that maybe have fallen apart or make them even stronger.
Yeah, facts. I'm not against it at all.
And
Okay.
I'd like to say thank you for coming up and taking the time out of your day to do this interview. I definitely learned a lot about you. I'm excited to see what new Stormie's coming out with. The new vibe. I'd like to see that. To see that future looking more stronger and more, a little bit more you nowadays. You know what I mean versus the
Hmm.
past. So I'm excited to see that. Appreciate you, Scuba Steve, on the lookout. It was a great interview. So,
Well, look, we got
Yeah.
180 people in here. If people want to know where they can find you, like your merch and stuff like that, where can they
So I
go?
tried to put it under my name. Y'all probably can't see it. It's stormielee.com, StormieLeigh.com. All my merch is on there. You can there's a link to the Mud Bunny Shine on there. It'll take you to hoochiehoochDistillery.com to purchase Mud Bunny Shine. But yeah, stormielee.com. I'm Stormie Leigh on all Facebooks. If you go to my website, I've got links to all my Facebooks up there. I'm on all streaming platforms. I have literally hella music videos up. I got a really big catalog at this point in my career. I really hope you guys enjoy. And sorry if I talked, your heads off and
Oh
stuff.
no, you're
But
good. You're
that's
good.
what I do. Yeah,
I
man.
got
I
one
hope
more
everybody
question
enjoys
for
the
you.
show.
I got
Yeah.
one more question. It's a short question. There's another content creator who's got a podcast called Country Rap Shit. His name's Chop Easy. Would you
Mhm.
be interested in doing an interview with him?
Fuck it, I'm doing all these interviews now. Let's do it. He been trying to get me on one for a minute, so yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Absolutely.
Well, Stormy, thank you again once again for taking time out of your schedule. This has been very interesting, and I enjoyed it. And you're more than welcome to come back up here anytime you want to say whatever you got to say.
Hell
well, on
yeah,
my
I
channel,
appreciate it.
my channel too. I got Stone Dad on YouTube also, so you're more than welcome to come on that one and chat it up, whatever.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys for having me. It's
All right,
been
Stormy, you
fun.
have a good night.
You too. Thank you guys.
All right. So there you have it, folks. Miss Stormy Leigh, Queen of the South.
Yeah, we
Any
learned a
final
lot.
any final thoughts, Stone Dad?
Oh man, I mean, there was a lot of information thrown out there. I definitely learned a little bit about her. Some things I didn't know. Uh, but I think that I'd like to see her take on that idea that you gave her with the baller idea. I think that would be dope. I think that'd be really beneficial, not only for like relatable substance, but even just for her own
Right.
emotional growth. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see what she comes out with in the future when it comes to the more feminine, more uh, emotional stuff like that versus the badass Stormy Leigh that she's been doing for sure.
For
I think
sure.
that a lot of the females need to start touching in on that feminine side because I mean there is a market for it.
Yeah. Well, look, I do have a special live that I have to get done today. So when I end this, I'm gonna come right back because there's been some hot topics that happened today that needs to get talked about. So with that being said, we're gonna roll out with Stormie Leigh. Lord forgive me, I ain't shit. And y'all know the deal. Stay strong, stay safe, stay blessed. I'll see you back in 10. Let's get it.
I'm gonna hit you up on private chat too.
All right.
Trump dummy.
Chef Sham cooking up that dope shit.
I'm a little bitty girl with a big old mouth. If you're looking for me, come on to the dirty south. I'll be in the backwoods and there ain't no doubt that if you keep on talking shit, that you get choked out. You get choked out, you get choked out. Thought you was MMA, girl, look at you now. Got you stretched across the curb, yeah, my dad'd be proud. Why you yapping all that shit, bitch? Doubt me now. Wanna be rapper, baby, I ain't shit. I'm living with my dad, baby, I ain't shit. Why you so mad, baby, I ain't shit. Don't hate me cause I'm pretty, baby, I ain't shit. Lord forgive me for my sins. I can't change where I've been, but I try. Lord knows that I'm heaven sent, but I'm hellbound, scarred from the things I found. Faith don't fail me now. Backwoods Barbie, bitch, queen of the South. You got my name in your shit, I put a fist in your mouth. If you fuck with my clique, then we coming to your house. Bitch, you faking for the fame, we don't do it for clout. Every lyric came from me, not someone else's pen. Bitch, you fictional, but that's the real position I'm in. These my own life stories about where I've been. So turn your nose up, bitch, I know I'm the shit. Yeah, I'm 29, but look your age. Every view I get is natural, ain't none of it paid. And if I change my look, that's a decision I made. Bitch, I'm pretty, you just petty thieving for a name. Wanna be rapper, baby, I ain't shit. I'm living with my dad, baby, I ain't shit. Why you so mad, baby, I ain't shit. Don't hate me cause I'm pretty, baby, I ain't shit. Lord forgive me for my sins. I can't change where I've been, but I try. Lord knows that I'm heaven sent, but I'm hellbound, scarred from the things I found. Faith don't fail me now. Or let me fall apart, cause I put too much time in this to go back to the start. I spend too much energy and cash not to make a mark. I put my soul into this music, you can have my heart. But there might be room inside it for a manic day. Might even be room in my leggings for Titanic face. Ring on your finger, I know where your family stay. Kiss your hubby on the mouth and tell me how my panties taste. I'm used to the negativity, I greet it with embrace. My dark cloud is my company, so fuck a date. I check my messages and comments, bitch, for checkmate. Cause I expect to love it when I get the hate. Wanna be rapper, baby, I ain't shit. I'm living with my dad, baby, I ain't shit. Why you so mad, baby, I ain't shit. Don't hate me cause I'm pretty, baby, I ain't shit. Lord forgive me for my sins. I can't change where